Hello to lovely YouTubers, hope you're all okay out there. Today is the 2nd of August. Now I'm filming this at night, so there's a dark place everywhere apart from here, this little spotlight that I've managed to just get on half of this reading area. So forgive me because I'm not practised in working in the dark. The fault line, the fissure, the crack, the weak link. Imagine walking across a frozen lake that begins to crack before your eyes. No matter how optimistic and brave you might be, panic ensues. You become fearful and tense and long for stable ground. Such is the energy of the fault line. It's the energy of walking on eggshells, of precarious dynamics, of sensing what is ready to break open into chaos. It's likely this cracking open is overdue, as fault lines develop slowly and naturally from underlying elemental pressures. This card comes as a potent warning not to deny the shakiness that's afoot. It's much better to prepare yourself for change than to walk along the fault line pretending all is well. There is no easy fix for the situation at hand. It will require a foundational shift that alters the current dynamics from the ground up. It means redefining reality, breaking open. It is possible that something a loved one said caused a crack in your relationship that has never been mended. Revisit it. The time to heal is nigh. The time to heal. There's always a time to heal. Every single moment is a time to heal. Every day. It's never too soon to start healing. In Japanese kintsugi pottery, gold is used to mend cracks. Breaks are thought of as precious rather than something to be hidden. It's a bit like putting tattoo over a scar, isn't it? You know, it's like saying, this is my scar and I'm not going to be ashamed of it. I'm going to celebrate the fact that I've had this experience and this has happened to me. But the journey that goes from getting the scar to having the tattoo is the long one. People don't just get the scar and then suddenly ink over it. They've got to wait for the scar to heal, haven't they? And it's not just physically, it's emotionally, mentally and spiritually coming to terms with something new, isn't it? Now for some reason, I don't know why, I've been guided to do this. I've got 2 stones out for these readings for the fault line. And I suspect it's because there's 2 halves to the fault line. There's the story before the fault line, and after the fault line. And you're currently, one of these readings is going to be actually on the fault line, isn't it? Let's see, it's interesting to see what cards do come up, isn't it, for these specific stories that we're trying to tell here with these cards. But like I say, I've got the red Jasper elephant and the red Jasper stone. I always associate these with passionate hearts, which can be seen as aggression, but this is the physical nature of our life. And then I always describe this white elephant as the rose quartz, but it isn't. It's nothing like the rose quartz, is it? Can you see the difference in the colour there? You probably can barely pick it up in that light. There's something wrong with the colour. This is really pink, and this is not pink. But I'm choosing to rename that white elephant the rose quartz because the white elephant just doesn't feel right because of that white elephant in the room business. And then we have the jade, beautiful jades, which are the healings of the situation. And this is you, lovely little spiritual and mental elephant. The amethyst, the lilac, with the lilac stone and the lilac elephant to match. Now what I'm sensing is the elephant is representative of the you that wants the solid ground. But because you are like the elephant, you are absolutely solid. You don't have to be fearful of the fault line. You're not going to ever fall in the cracks, okay? You're only going to be before or after once it's cracked open. Once it's cracked open and the situation has all changed, there's no black hole to fall into. some piles, shall we? Let's do the oracle cards first. The oracle cards are really reassuring that you're going to be okay. Okay, so we're going to do the oracle cards and movie tarot because that's very archetypal, I feel. Very strong archetype in the movie tarot. I love the angel cards because it gives us a feeling of reassurance that we're not on our own. And we have an angel card just as a base understanding of where this person is for their reading. What the angels really want you to know. Often when I do a reading for a person in real life, it's just, you know, for them, and they want to know what's going to happen and when they're going to move and who they're going to marry and all that. I open the angel card as a way to try and say, this part of your journey isn't to be ignored. This part is really useful and helpful to you. And often people look at me like, yeah, well, thanks for that, thanks very much, but when am I moving? You know, people are often so concerned with the physical aspects of life, which is understandable. But there's also the other half of life, the other part of life that says, hold on a minute, let's look at what you're doing in this situation. Let's focus on something that can be improved. Let's focus on something that you have got control over and that you can change. Not only that, will that help you by giving you a feeling of being in control and taking action and doing something, and that always feels satisfying, doesn't it? But also you might actually make changes that improve things for yourself. You know, because it's easy just to wait for spirit and the universe to deliver and for events to happen. But while you're doing that, you're sort of missing out on things that you could experience and change for yourself in your own inner world, right? So if you've got things going on in your outer world and this fault line suggests that you have, that's fine. Depends how close you are to the fault line, how close you are to the change. Sometimes you can't look at anything else other than the fault line and what's happening because it's so desperately now and in your face. What I'm doing now is I've done the pile there, that is for the part of the fault line that is what you think of as secure. Okay, that's the secure part, that's the bit that you're trying to hang on to. Okay, that's your oracle cards. Now I'm going to open some cards for the part of the fault line that you're scared of. This is what you're trying to avoid by walking along the sticky lines because you don't want this to happen. Okay, but actually there's always a plus side. In every single breakdown of situations, there is always something to look at that's on the positive, there is. And even though that one is in reverse and this card wants to fall out, look at this, the 9 of Wands has come up for all these cards. This is the wish card, it's wishing, okay, which is great. Wishing is lovely, but it's not powerful. There's no power behind wishes unless they're granted. You've got the option to grant your own wishes, wait for someone else to grant your wishes, right? Grant them yourself. Figure out how you're going to grant your own wishes. That is my thing. It's like personal empowerment. Is there anything that you can do in this situation that's going to help bring about the change that you're looking for? Because I'm just going to do a nice Lightseer card as well. Mystic Mondays. I'm going to do the Mystic Mondays for the future. What's going to happen after the fault line is broken? Okay, as well. I've lost the train of thought then because downstairs neighbours were shouting at each other through the door. What was I going to say? I was going to say the fault line, travelling on the fault line. What happens once the fault line is cracked open? Where are you in that situation? I'm going to put the elephants on the after the fault line because it doesn't matter about the fault line. Alright, everything is still going to be okay. And then I'm going to open one of these cards for the future. This is the part where you can look at this card. I'm going to do this card and a Mystic Monday actually for each of these piles. You can see this card as being your route to more success. Okay, so there's pre-fault line, after the fault line, which is this the elephant pile, but then there's the actual future for how you're going to move forward. And I'm going to put a Mystic Mondays tarot card on there as well. This one didn't want to be picked up. The Two of Wands, relationships, and again with the wishes, more wishing. And I'm hearing that song. What is that song with 10th Street Derby? Wishing well. Remember that? Wishing well. And there's nothing wrong with wishing. Right, and I do love wishing. Wishing's great, isn't it? Wishing for birthdays, wishing for better treatment, wishing something would change. And sometimes our wishes are granted, our wishes are answered. Sometimes, and this is how I feel about the Faultline, it feels like destiny and you've got no choice but to walk along this path. So no matter what you're wishing for, you've got no choice but to crack this egg open. As my son said to me the other day, you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs. I've got no idea where that saying came from, but it made me laugh. Because that is so true, isn't it? You cannot make an omelette without cracking some eggs. So thanks for being with me during this shuffling process. I'm going to start with the red Jasper, the fiery, passionate elephant. Thanks for watching. See you in your reading. Right then, your red Jasper, what's happening for you? Communication, this is your current situation, and delight. Oh, wonderful. Look at that. Something to be delighted about. Communication that's coming your way. This is on the pre-Faultline, okay? These are your oracle cards. This is what your guardian angels are letting you know, that there's nothing to be scared of, okay? There's all reassurance here. Music. Communication and delight around music, and the music card often comes up with what are you hearing and what are you saying, because the power of your voice and the power of your words can affect your situation that you're in. So you can walk towards this Faultline that you know is going to happen with pleasure and harmony, with as soft words and healing sounds as you like. This can be as harmonious or as difficult as you're making it to be, okay? The Wolf Keeper, a reminder of the importance of family. Look at this, the wolves travel in packs, and they only go as fast as the oldest wolf or the slowest wolf or the weakest wolf. A reminder that everyone in the situation is important, not to leave anyone behind. The goose, the inner knowing. You are a brave traveller. Your soul knows the way. Be confident you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let yourself fly. And that is this card as well, with the friends and the support of the pack. You've got the pack on your side, okay? Seven of Swords. This is the problem, isn't it? There's the drama and the words that hurt and harm. I'm not here to give you advice, but this is good advice for anybody. If you use your words to wound, know that some wounds can't be undone, they don't heal, okay? So unless you're really intending to hurt the person that you're saying harsh words to, reel it in while you're waiting for this Faultline to crack open. Know that because the Faultline's there and you're aware of it and you know this is happening, that could be causing you the level of stress that would cause you to say words which you wouldn't necessarily otherwise use, okay? Now, once the Faultline has happened, and it is going to happen because it's destiny, these are the cards that are coming up for you. After the Faultline, you're going to be really happy. You're going to have something to celebrate. It's going to be a blessing in disguise. Look at this, the Four of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so this is what you're actually worried about, and you're more worried than you need to be, okay? You're doing this Four of Cups thing where you're scared that you're going to be left on your own. You're scared of the solitude. You're scared of the unknown. And that's why you don't want the Faultline to crack open. and you're also worried about juggling the finances, and you're scared about how financially you're going to cope. But you will cope, because that's what the Two of Pentacles does. The Two of Pentacles commits you to a path of, this is how much money I've got, this is how much money I can live on, and I can do this. And you're going to be really happy, because there are going to be benefits from the fallout that you haven't seen yet. So you're going to have something to celebrate, and this is going to be your future. Okay, so once the dust has settled, judgment, fairness. It's going to be you are going to find yourself in a fairer situation than you're in now. It's fairer for you, it's better for you. So you think this fault line is a bad thing and you're scared of it. Actually, it's for your own good. Look at this. Integration is the key to you succeeding once your fault line has happened. Integration, meaning the light and the dark, blending with other people, knowing that yes, you've got a calm side and a fiery side, and taking the rough with the smooth, and learning to accept your inner hawk and accept your inner swan. You can do this, little red elephant, and you've got the power and the passion to be able to take you through where you need to go. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, let's have a little look at what the green elephant's doing, shall we? The green elephant pile. I'm going to put the elephant on the other side of the fault line. That's your future fault line. That's your future cards. And this is your current situation where you're waiting for the fault line to happen. Clarity. Okay, this is what you haven't got. This is what you're scared of. So you haven't got a clear view of what this fault line is going to bring to you. Listening. Fantastic. Your guardian angels are around you, and they're trying to bring you information. They're trying to bring you help from other people, and you seem to be clouded in a deep feeling, a deep emotional feeling that's stopping you from them getting through to you. Wow, another angel. Look at this. You've got angels around you really wanting to lift you up and let you know it's going to be okay. Okay, this fault line business is going to be okay. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. Okay, dear emotional. Look at this. I was going to say emotional jade elephant. But this person here, this is the King of Cups. It couldn't be more emotional than that. The King of Cups, along with the listening. Okay, so you haven't really got no clarity about the next phase that's going to happen for you. You know things are going to be breaking down and changing. You haven't got any control over it. You feel things really deeply, like more than most people. You've got a very deep, emotional, passionate soul, and you'd like some clarity as to what. You haven't got any power over this. The fault line's going to happen anyway. Right, this is you hovering, feeling really not in a good place, out of sorts because of what is happening, and you'd like some guidance. I'm going to open these cards, and this is going to show you what's coming up for you after the fault line. Whoa, the Six of Wands. That's lovely to match the Nine of Wands. That's harmony. That's literally having your, this is what your goal is. You would love to have harmonious feelings and to be surrounded by love and kindness and understanding and empathy and all the things that make a person feel that life is worth living and worthy. Somebody values your worth, and that's what you're going to be seeing on the other side of the fault line. Whoa, look at this. That's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, that's what's holding you back. So the other side of the fault line, there's still going to be choices to be made. So it's not going to be instantly clear. Your clarity isn't going to come instantly once your fault line is cracked open, but you're going to have a choice of paths. The Lovers here comes up sometimes when it is a person. You've got a choice of a new relationship, but often it comes up for choice of two ways that you can go. Once this fault line opens up in your world, there's new opportunities for you, which you're struggling to see because of the negative thoughts that you've managed to link on to this change. So you don't like the change, so you've put a load of negative thinking in your mind bank about this change that's going to happen. So you're scared of it, you're fearful of it, you're suffering from anxiety, you're not sleeping. It's a horrendous situation to be in. But there's someone behind you saying, no, look, it's okay, look, I'm over here, I've done it, I can do it, and you can do it. And they're knowing that it's going to be okay, and that you're going to have these new opportunities actually, once you've managed to let go of what's no longer really good for you, because this doesn't feel good, this situation that you're in, does it? So once you've let go of that idea that you want to cling to something that doesn't feel good, what's going to come about can only be an improvement. And this is your future. Once the dust has settled from your fault line, here it is again, the Nine of Swords. Okay, this is the anxiety. So you're going to have a lot of anxiety and stress and things to worry about. Not going to lie about that. But guess what? You've also got the beyond illusion. Okay, this experience that you're having and you're going to have is going to open up your awareness of spiritual matters. This is another reason why you've got this listening card and the angel, because beyond illusion suggests to me that you're going to be benefiting from this life-changing experience that you're having, because it's going to open up your awareness of spirit, and that can only be a good thing, right? Let me know how you get on. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Right, the fault line for the Lilac, Amethyst, Elephant. The fault line cards. They're strange little stories, aren't they, these fault lines? That's where you are now. You don't want to leave it. That's where you're scared of being. Surrender. Okay. There comes a point where you have to realise this is going to happen. It's going to be happening. And we know this because fate says, this destiny says, we've got no choice but to walk through the path of our destiny, right? The path of our archetypes. This is our blueprint. Sometimes we get to the tipping point, and that's how I feel this little one is. This elephant here is at the end of their tether, and they've reached their tipping point. Oh, forgiveness. Forgiveness goes along with surrender. It's perfect. Okay, just forgive the past. Forgive everything that's happened. You don't have to forgive the things that people have done, but you have to forgive the people, because they're just human, right? Look at that, the wish card. What was I saying at the beginning about the wish card? About how it's lovely to have wishes, and sometimes wishes are granted. This card comes up to let you know that your wishes, whatever it is that you're wishing for, is being heard. Look at this, which being heard means it's going to come your way. Tiger. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. So once you look and go, oh, I really, really wish for X, Y, and Z, you know that you're having, that can happen for you. It's in your orbit of out there for things that can happen for you. You then realise that, hold on a minute, I've got all the resources inside of me to be able to go out and find that, to match myself up with it. It's very law of attraction, isn't it? You've got to figure out what you want and go and find it. Because the Three of Swords for you, this is mental pain that you're causing yourself often. Okay, so the fault line, by resisting the fault line and resisting the change that will happen, you cause yourself more pain than if you just let it go with the flow, recognise it's going to happen, just let it go and just work with it. Now you've got two of these tarot cards come up for you, and one of them is in reverse. I'll have the reverse one. This is feeling unhappy at work and not being happy with the work that you're doing, but the Hanged Man is asking you to wait. There's no rush for this, okay? There's a period of waiting, and that's your fault line is being dragged out longer than it needed to be. Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Wow, look at this. So there's unhappiness at work. This is your future after the fault line. There's change at work afoot, okay? There's pain because it's dragged out longer than you needed to. There's living in the clouds. There's really, really wishing for things to be different, and it hasn't happened, and you're left wondering why it hasn't happened. This after the fault line is going to be an improved emotional situation for you. You couldn't get better than the Ten of Cups. The emotions are the cup cards, and the 10 is the highest number, right? So you're going to find new ways of living your life and working, because you're unhappy with the job that you're doing right now. The 8's always surrounded usually for work, right? But there's a time, there's a divine timing, and that is what this fault line is all about, isn't it? It is all in the timing, and you often don't have a lot of choice about that, because if you delay and you hold back, which what this looks like is what's happened here, you've resisted the change. It's made it all worse. It's going to happen anyway. You can't resist it forever. It will happen. Okay? Once it's happened, you're still going to feel unhappy with your work situation, but you know that despite you feeling as if it's never going to change, it's never going to happen, improve for you, it is. The 10 of Cups is going to leave you feeling, once you've got over the emotional journey that you have to go on when you lose things, and this feels to me like there's a loss of something about to happen, and that's why you've resisted, because it's felt like a loss to you, which is true. When you get change, there's always things that you lose, but equally you gain some things, right? Let's have a look at your future. What's happening? Exhaustion. Yeah, it's going to leave you absolutely exhausted and tired and worn out, but you're going to be more exhausted. 8 of Cups, look at that, but it's the right way up, because it's all going to come good with work. You're worrying so much about it, you're wearing yourself out more than you needed to have done. You're making this much more hard work than it needed to be. Okay? And often the purple ones come up for mental, like what's going on inside your mind about this situation. If you feel you can't change the situation, it's time to forgive whoever it is that you feel has caused you wrong in this situation. Surrender, let it go, give it out to the universe. Write it down on a piece of paper, all the things that you think have done wrong, that have happened to you. Send it out to the universe. I've put it in a little jar and set light to it. Do some sort of ritual. Find a ritual that you can do. Take it down to the beach, throw it out to the sea. Literally put some physical element to your mental concerns. So you've got your thoughts about it. You've worn yourself out. You're exhausted. You're done. The only way from there is up, and that's what this 8 of Cups is, the right way up. Okay, you're going to come back up. You can do this. Little purple lilac amethyst elephant. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, white elephant. It's got rose quartz. You've got the pinky rose quartz before your fault line, and after your fault line you've got a white elephant. Now that would suggest to me, apart from the fact that I haven't got a pink elephant, there's a oh, I don't want to say love lost, but education. It means that your life experience that's about to crack open is going to leave you spiritually lighter and clearer, and maybe not better off. But we've got the Archangel Michael, which is the highest spiritual card in the angel pack, which suggests a huge change. Earth connections, asking you to stay grounded. Heron, patience. Create a place for nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. Now the earth connections as well is asking you to stay grounded in this situation, because you're in a very volatile situation. You're walking towards something which you haven't got enough information about. There's education needed about your situation. And I always say this, that if ever you're in a situation you don't know what to do, have a look at what other people have done in that same situation. Now the 10 of Wands is a mixed blessing here, because you can't get more than the 10, right? You've got 9 and the 10. But those wands can feel like hot irons. They can feel like a burden to you, when actually they're your resources that you use to change your life. So your life is about to change. I can't see the fear here, what the issue is with regard to why you're resisting the fault line, or if in fact you are resisting it, because it is so huge that the Archangel Michael card is there, letting you know that you are protected. Okay, so you've got protection of the Archangel Michael. You've got the earth connections, which is reminding you to keep your feet grounded, even though your head is very spiritual and you're very aware. The the fact of the matter is, when you get this fault line, it will affect you. It will cause you emotional pain, hurt, change, physical, all the things that you've managed to avoid because you're living in a little rosy, little spiritually induced world that you've managed to create for yourself. It will affect you when it happens, and this is what your guardian angels want you to know here. 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 7 of Cups. Now this is the future that you avoid. This is what you're not. This is why you're not rushing towards the fault line, because you don't like the arguing. You don't want the arguing. This is people at odds, just doing a power play and struggling and arguing over the spoils. But the 4 of Wands, that's having 4 different areas of your life, having the spotlight put on them, that are going to have change, and you're going to be left feeling as if you've lost and you don't feel as though you can win. But it's only negative feelings, which is only natural when you have this amount of change and destruction and the whole of your life is turned upside down. It's only natural for you to wonder, what direction am I going to head in now? Where am I going? What am I doing? I can't do it. And there's a feeling of hopelessness and feeling like as if you can't do it. Now, this is what you've been avoiding. Once you land on the other side of the fault line, okay, you have to remember that you've got these 4 areas of your life to fight for. You can fight for it, whether you win or lose. You're going to be the person that goes through this emotional journey to come out the other side, because you have got all these vessels that you can use to catch things with. You have got 4 areas of your life to work on. You don't have to just fight over this one thing you're determined to hang on to. And then for the future, once the dust has settled, you'll have a feeling of completion. The last piece of the jigsaw is put into place for you to be able to feel as if you are fulfilled and you've completed, you've mastered a level of life. You've leveled up. Look at that. 3 of Pentacles, perfect. I love the 3 because it's, you know, it's the trilogy, it's the powerful imagery there, the 3 of Pentacles. And so financially, you are going to be like spiritually blessed. It's almost as though this thing that's going to happen that you didn't want to happen, it wasn't your choice to happen, you had no choice over it. Once it's happened, everything will fall into place like finishing a jigsaw, and you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. Okay, but everything in divine timing, everything, you will learn a lot of things as well. That's the education card. There's a lot of things for you to learn on this journey. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.